Hi everyone, it's me, Kelly, again. Let's check out the latest and most exciting developments in GH right now. I remember sitting there thinking this could not be happening at such a happy occasion, but that is exactly what makes this show so addictive. Curtis has always been a man of strength and quiet dignity, yet here he is, facing the legal fight of his life. He turned to Alexis for help with his defense, and at first I felt a spark of hope, because she is one of the sharpest legal minds in Port Charles. But then the betrayal by Assistant District Attorney Justine Turner came to light, and my heart sank. Her sudden shift in loyalty has made Curtis's chances of walking away free look painfully slim. What strikes me most about this storyline is how it is tearing apart more than just one man's future. This lawsuit is not only threatening Curtis's freedom, but is pushing his relationships with Portia and Jordan into a dark spiral of resentment and mistrust. I have seen Curtis and Portia rebuild their life together after so many storms. And now this? It feels almost cruel, yet I understand why the writers are taking it there. Family loyalty is being tested in ways that feel raw and real. Portia has always been the steady one, the doctor who holds everything together, but watching her navigate this while preparing for a new baby makes my heart ache for her. And Jordan? She carries herself with such grace, but the tension between her, Curtis, and now this legal mess is creating a vortex of old hurts that refuses to stay buried. I keep asking myself, will these three ever find peace? Or is this the breaking point that changes everything? The answer seems to be rushing toward us in the coming weeks, and I cannot wait to see how it unfolds. Then there is young Trina, who has already been through more than any girl her age should endure. Just before her important art exhibition, the weight of all this family chaos finally broke her. I felt every bit of her collapse, because Trina represents hope and talent in the middle of all the adult drama. She has grown so much, finding her voice through her art, and to see her crumble under the pressure from her parents' battles is heartbreaking. I have always admired how the show lets these younger characters breathe and develop, but this moment felt particularly heavy. Will Trina be able to pull herself together and shine at the exhibition? Or will the family drama steal her spotlight once again? I believe she has the strength, but the writers love to keep us guessing, and that uncertainty is what keeps me coming back episode after episode. The real bombshell that has everyone talking is Isaiah's discovery about the accident that hurt Jordan. He knows more than he has let on, and this knowledge is placing both Curtis and Brooklyn squarely in the path of new danger. I never expected this connection, and it has completely shifted how I view Isaiah. At first he seemed like a man seeking justice for his injury, but now it appears there are deeper layers, perhaps even obsession driving his actions. This revelation ties back to past events in a way that feels both surprising and inevitable. Curtis has tried to move forward, but secrets from that accident refuse to stay hidden. And Brooklyn? She has her own complicated history and connections that now put her at risk too. I find myself wondering how these new threats will force everyone to confront what really happened that night. The danger feels immediate and personal, and I love how the show layers these threats so that one problem bleeds into another. What fascinates me about these developments is the way they highlight the theme of consequences. Curtis acted in a moment of heat, and now that single decision is rippling outward, affecting his unborn child, his partner, his ex, and even friends like Brooklyn. I have my own opinion here, perhaps a bit different from the official storyline some fans remember. I think Curtis deserves a chance at redemption, but the writers are showing us that true accountability sometimes comes at a steep price. Isaiah's determination feels justified on one level, yet his methods are starting to cross into something darker. Is he truly after justice, or has this become a personal vendetta? The show leaves room for both interpretations, and that complexity is why I stay so invested after all these decades. Looking ahead, the adjustments in the storylines involving these new obsessions are making everything more intense. Isaiah seems ready to launch another attack, perhaps targeting weaknesses he has uncovered, and this is stirring up fresh obsessions for several characters. One of those emerging fixations is particularly troubling, because it threatens to pull someone we care about even deeper into the conflict. I keep thinking about how Portia must be feeling, balancing her medical career, her pregnancy, and this legal storm. Will she stand by Curtis completely, or will the pressure create cracks that cannot be mended? And what about Jordan's role in all this? Her strength has always been quiet, but with Isaiah holding this new information, she may have to make choices that redefine her future. I have to say, these plot turns have me more excited than I have been in months. The baby shower that turned into a battlefield set the perfect stage for everything that followed. The legal battle feels authentic because we see the human cost on all sides. Alexis is fighting hard, but Justine's betrayal adds such a personal sting that it raises the stakes even higher. I genuinely worry for Curtis, yet I also see opportunities for growth. Maybe this ordeal will finally force him to confront his past actions in a way that leads to real healing. Trina's emotional breakdown before her big art show reminds me of how the younger generation carries the emotional weight of their parents' mistakes, and I hope she finds her way through it with the support she needs. The danger surrounding Curtis and Brooklyn because of Isaiah's knowledge about Jordan's accident is the kind of suspense that General Hospital does best. It is not just physical threat, though that looms large. It is the emotional danger of secrets coming to light at the worst possible time. Brooklyn has been navigating her own complicated relationships lately, and this new risk feels like one more heavy burden. I wonder if she and Curtis will find common ground to protect themselves, or if this will drive them further apart. The writers are building towards something explosive, and I can feel the heat of those upcoming episodes already. One thing I appreciate as a longtime viewer is how the show balances these heavy dramatic arcs with moments that remind us why we love these characters. Even in the middle of lawsuits and threats, there are glimpses of love, friendship, and resilience. Portia's baby represents new beginnings, yet the timing of Isaiah's lawsuit makes that hope feel fragile. I believe the story will show us that family can survive even the toughest tests, but not without pain and change. That is what makes it worth watching. As I reflect on these latest developments, I find myself more passionate about General Hospital than ever. The way Isaiah's actions are reshaping alliances and creating new obsessions adds such rich layers to the narrative. Curtis's fight for his freedom is about more than a courtroom victory. It is about whether he can hold on to the life he has built. Trina's struggle touches on themes of independence and legacy that resonate deeply. And the hidden truths about Jordan's accident ensure that the danger will keep building, keeping us on the edge of our seats. What surprises me most is how this medical urgency is pulling Tracy into the center of the chaos. Tracy has always been a force of nature in Port Charles, protective of her family and willing to do whatever it takes. Now she is stepping up by hiring top-skilled doctors to help Isaiah navigate his troubles and move closer to that surgery. I must admit, this move feels like classic Tracy. She is not one to sit on the sidelines, and her decision shows both her sharp mind and her complicated sense of responsibility. On one hand, I admire her for trying to resolve the medical side of this conflict. Perhaps she believes that helping Isaiah heal will soften his stance against Curtis. But on the other hand, I worry this could backfire spectacularly. Tracy has a history of bold actions that sometimes create more problems than they solve. And I have my own opinion here that differs slightly from how some storylines have played out before. I believe her involvement might be the very thing that forces everyone to confront uncomfortable truths sooner rather than later. As everything spirals further, Tracy's focus is shifting toward protecting Brooklyn above all else. With Isaiah's knowledge about Jordan's accident hanging over Curtis and Brooklyn like a dark cloud, Tracy is taking decisive new actions to ensure her granddaughter's safety. This protective instinct is turning up the heat in ways that make the entire situation explode. I can feel the tension building with every episode. Brooklyn has already faced her share of heartaches and complicated relationships, and now she finds herself caught in the crossfire of this lawsuit and hidden secrets. Tracy hiring medical experts is not just about Isaiah's recovery anymore. It is about buying time and creating alliances that might shield Brooklyn from the fallout. The way these threads are weaving together reminds me why I have stayed loyal to this show for so long. The writers understand that one character's pain never exists in isolation. I keep asking myself how Portia is holding up through all of this. She is preparing for the arrival of her baby while Curtis fights for his freedom. And now, Tracy's moves are adding another unpredictable element. Will Portia see Tracy's intervention as helpful or as meddling that could make the legal case even harder? The family dynamics here feel so real and layered. Curtis has always tried to be the steady presence, yet his past actions continue to ripple outward, touching Jordan, Trina, and now drawing Tracy deeper into the storm. Trina's emotional collapse before her art exhibition already showed us how heavy this burden is on the younger generation. With Isaiah pushing for surgery and full recovery, and Tracy maneuvering behind the scenes, I wonder if Trina will find any breathing room to pursue her passion, or if the family crisis will overshadow her big moment once again. The escalation feels thrilling and a bit overwhelming in the best possible way. Isaiah's need for advanced medical help is forcing alliances that no one saw coming. Tracy's determination to secure Brooklyn's safety is creating new obsessions and tensions that threaten to boil over. I love how the show balances these high-stakes drama with quieter moments of reflection. We see characters like Alexis fighting hard in the courtroom despite the betrayal by Justine Turner, while Tracy works her own angles in the medical world. It makes me think about the theme of consequences again. Curtis's moment of anger has led to this chain of events that now involves surgery, lawsuits, and protective grandmothers willing to bend rules. In my view, this is where General Hospital shines brightest. It shows us that redemption is never simple, and healing often requires uncomfortable choices. Looking ahead, I am filled with anticipation for what comes next. Will Isaiah's surgery go forward smoothly thanks to Tracy's doctors, or will complications arise that deepen the resentment? Can Tracy truly safeguard Brooklyn while the secrets about Jordan's accident continue to surface? These questions keep me excited for every new episode. The danger feels immediate, especially with Curtis and Brooklyn positioned as targets of this growing storm. Yet I remain hopeful, because this show has taught me over the years that love and family can survive even the most explosive conflicts. Portia's baby represents fresh hope in the middle of the turmoil, and I believe the upcoming episodes will show us characters rising to meet these challenges in unexpected ways.